Hello everyone, Babylon here. Hey, today we are going to do a mission, Icestorm in the Arctic Arctic region. You're going to see here I went in and
So,
quite not prepared. I,
seems the
I
UDA's
guarantee you that I
noticed
wasn't
you.
prepared for this.
Told
Uh,
Lato's unit to offer you this
I
one
should have went into
direct.
the north side, but you see what we
They
went
want
into the
Arctic
south side to gather
territory
stuff.
opened
But
up. Whole
it
new
is what
zone.
it is. I mean, but
Untouched,
I took the wolves with
uncharted,
me, and we
and
had some
seriously
issues, and one getting
unsafe.
stuck in one of the
Some wild weather
cracks
patterns
in
happening
the
in there, which has got
Arctic
Group
area there, and
15
had to come back to
interested
pick him
too.
up.
Upside is,
But we got the
it
quest
pays
done
real
anyway.
good. But it ain't a walk in the
I
park.
definitely going to get my points
What do you think?
restructured for the uh, weapons and stuff like that. So I think here
Welcome
probably
down,
sometime
friend.
this week there I'm going to be focusing on farming,
Lego's
getting
unit
Ren,
want
so I
access
can
to new
afford to do that.
territory,
I don't have
but
enough
it
Ren
ain't
to
gonna be
reallocate
simple.
all my points
There's
into the
heavy weather,
combat side of it.
freezing temperatures,
But
and God knows what
it's
else
not that
over
bad of
there
a
on the
mission.
ice.
It's just that you
And
need to be
there's
prepared when
more.
you go into Arctic. I thought I was going
Group
to be able to handle it,
15's
and
got
then
meteorological
got
tech
there.
they want
Well,
tested up
I
there.
didn't die in this one,
But the last storm scattered the drop drones to
but
hell.
still,
You
dealing
need to
with the
find 'em,
frostbite and all that
fix
stuff,
'em, set
I
it up
should have
somewhere
took some
safe,
stuff with me there,
and
especially
run a
for the
test
wolves.
fire during a
Luckily, we
storm.
didn't lose any,
Good news
but we
is,
took on some polar
looks like
bears and
terraforming
some
threw the
large
region into some
scorpions.
kind of storm
But
loop.
I think
I
having a
told
pet
you this
large
one was
scorpion would be
wild.
pretty cool too.
Check your
Pet
map for
polar bear.
markers.
Yeah,
Then do what
that'd
you
be
gotta
cool.
do.
I wish they could figure out something weird like that. But at the same time, I wish you can have multiple bases down where you can fast travel to each base or something. But that way you don't have to run so much. Now I did fast forward through a couple of places here, cut out quite a bit that didn't need to be there. I was going to wait out the night, forgot to bring my bed, so I cut that part out when I put a temporary base up. But went ahead and went in anyway and dealt with the storm part of it and got the quest done. But at the end of the day, it's just getting it all done is what the issue is, and we got it done. That's the important part. And now, as far as what's going on with me in the future with this is that I'm going to continue doing like the missions, showing that. I will show the my base once I start moving. I got I think 60 more walls to make, but I think I'm going to go ahead and start moving up there and build the lower level of it first, and then move everything up there to where I can work with it up there instead of coming all the way back down to the lake. Uh, I know I got a couple more missions to do, Arctic and stuff. It's going to be long, far travel no matter what, but right now I'm debating to be on the forest side of it or be on the desert side, and I might actually build on both sides, just make it the cave one big base sticking out on both sides of it. But that's just here or there for right now. But the main important part is I'm knocking the missions out as fast as I can. I want to be able to complete all the missions all together. But I got a feeling the way the Arctic handled me in these next two missions here, I think I'll be ready to allocate my points and get ready. Here I'm just getting my woods all set up and ready to go, trying to find all of them. And you'll see the couple of the new ones here in a second there. And I'm just checking all their stats and everything, make sure they're all good to go. And getting them all set to follow so that way we can all take off at the same time. And I think this is the last one I have to get ready to go, I think. Yeah. And get that point spin in there. Get them all set up on their point wise. Now I'm not exactly sure about the breeding stuff. Something about alphas is the highest level. Now that horse there is an alpha, but I didn't breed the horse. I don't even know if you can breed the horses or not. I didn't see a serum in there for it. There is one for the moa, but we haven't got a male moa yet. And then, but or a male buffalo on that fact. But I think I'm just going to focus on the wolves and boars and the hyenas. Those are the ones you trap and can train to take out to go fighting. When we do get the base moved, I am looking at building the homestead stuff and trying to get the cows and stuff unlocked. But that's going to take quite a bit of exotics there. I've used the exotics for, I guess, the exotic extractor and stuff out of the workshop. I'll be bringing that down here before long when we trade areas, and I want to, before I bring that down, I want to be able to build the drop pod pad and the dropship pad, so that way I don't have to worry about them landing on my base like I am now. I mean, where they're setting up at, there's a chance they will land on the base or right next to the base, and that can be an issue if it actually hits the base. But we'll get to that soon enough. A friend did tell me that there is oil in that northern desert, so all we have to do is be able to find it. He said you probably run into it when I do the scanning for that region to open up for the drop ships and stuff to go into. So it's for landing zones anyway. So there's that. But we're just gonna grab some few items to take with us. Then we'll run up, or I should say run down to the entry point to the Arctic on the south end. Like I said, I probably should have went to the north end first. It would probably been more sensible, but I didn't. But I wound up doing this mission first and ending the recording, and then I went ahead and restarted my recording and then did the deep vein after this one. So I'll have 3 videos to release next week right off the bat. So I'm going to just release them one at a time. That way I have one a day going. I'm hoping by staying ahead like this, then it'll be a little bit easier for me to spend time editing or coming up with some ideas what to do. Especially with the building and the resource gathering. I spend so much time gathering stuff. But anyways, all my extractors should be full again here before long. I'm just waiting for the titaniums and the platinums to completely fill up. Once the platinums are filled up, I don't think I'm going to need that much more platinum, so I can actually take those down. That will help with some of the lag issues and stuff in some of the areas, hopefully. And just instead of having 2, I'll just have 1. I do want to keep both titanium. We're going to need a lot of titanium, and it takes I think it takes 5 of the ores to make 1 titanium, and then of course you're making plates. It takes 3 titanium ingots in order to make 1 plate. So it gets kind of expensive. You can see here, I'll stop in and look, and it's almost full. The little blink there. And then we go into the Arctic here. Now, this is where that polar bear killed me twice without my wolves. Now I got my wolves with me. I'm hoping I will survive. But if you look at my bullet count there, you'll realize something bad's going to happen before long. But I wasn't paying attention to that, and it wound up costing me.
Weather never recovered. It's just one big rolling storm. Legos in Group 15 think their new tech can do something about that.
5 shots to bring that thing down. But
No
once I get
one's
my
sure what the hell's happening in the
points
Arctic yet.
reset and
That's why
everything,
you're here.
it'll help out because I'll be able to carry that shotgun. That shotgun can do a whole lot of damage, and especially with the explosive ones on it. But once we start using that, we probably don't want to bring our wolves into the play because they can hit and take damage from the shotgun explosion. But it'll do a lot more damage than the hunting rifle will. Now it does pretty good if you get a headshot while you're sneaking. But most of the time I run into one of them, they had the back end showing to me and I can't hit the head. So, but the last thing you want to do is trigger one onto you. Here, I'm looking for him. I know he's around here somewhere. There should be another one somewhere. Old coal vein there. But yeah, here before long I'll get frostbite and have to cure it. And of course, you know, your stamina bar lowers down. I should, like I said, I wasn't prepared. I should have brought some coffee and we should have made a thermos and everything. And I decided here to get some fiber and stuff just in case I have to make a torch or something before I get in there. Because once you're in the deep in there, it's hard. I don't think you can find fiber in there. I mean, you can find sticks and wood, but you're not going to find fiber. And that's at that point. That's when I said I better grab some wood too while I'm at it. That way I'm not running around picking up sticks and boards off the ground. This Arctics can be the worst zones you can go into. I can handle the desert waves, or I can handle the Arctic zone. But even in the Arctic zone, man, there's so many animals in the Arctic zone to attack you when you're doing stuff that you don't really want to use a gun because it attracts so many enemies and stuff at one time. I think this is here when we run into the first sniper shot. There it is. See how easy that was if you can get the headshot while you're sneaking? But most of the time, like I said, the bears are either turned away from me or you know, or you can't get a clear shot on the head. But that snake gives you 2.5 times more damage, which helps out quite a bit. And here, look, I know I shouldn't be using my knife, but I did. You know, instead of using the pickaxe. But I get just a little bit more out of that, or a little bit more bone using that knife than I do the pickaxe. Or a gold vein. But maybe one of these days when I learn the game good enough, I can build in the Arctic and survive. But I really don't think I'll be able to for a while. There's more of it I got to figure out and use. I haven't really used a lot of the stuff, you know, like the coffee, the cocoa, and stuff like that, in order to control temperature and stuff. I think the teas work in the desert zones to help keep you cooled off. But we'll be trying all that here before long. But like I said, I just got to get the thermoses made. I got to gotta figure out how you got to brew that. I think you brew it. Like I said, I'll figure it all out before long. I think I have to have the electric fireplace for it, or the electric stove for it, or the oven, one of the two. But yeah, we got plenty of power going now. We got plenty of batteries. We got the upgraded for the forge. I forget what they call that now. It's not the fabricator, but we got the big boy going. We can start using titanium and composites. You can see I made a composite bow. Got some composite arrows from the mission we did on the very first mission we did. And that does quite a bit of damage, but just don't seem like it doesn't do damage to a polar bear, you know. Not like the rifle does, anyway. But hey, it's Icarus and it's fun, so I'm happy with it. My friends keep telling me, "Oh, you don't know, that's just like Ark Ascend or something like that." I haven't seen any dinosaurs yet. I mean, I might see them here before long, but who knows? Maybe if I played the whole game all the way through. There's your scorpion there. The thing looks badass for a scorpion. We'll get in there and tear it up. I was curious if it gave something different than the smaller ones, and it did. I mean, it had a few extra pieces of meat in there, and some bones, but those scorpion tails and stuff I have no use for. I mean, I can get them anytime, so I just went ahead and threw them out just to get rid of the quartz. I should have done all this before I went all the way into the desert or to the Arctic. Now the objective is to get to the other one. I mean, there's 3 boxes you got to pick up, but Here in a minute you'll see why I thought it should have went the other way. Now, what I didn't know about the Manus is that the Manus are actually docile until you attack them. Then they get an attitude with you and wanting to fight. But we did wind up killing one. I didn't harvest it because it fell down into a crevice, but I didn't want to get stuck in the crevice again. I had a hard enough time getting one of the wolves out as it was. And there's the seventh one. And then I'm just checking on their health, make sure their health's alright. And then we'll move up to get the second one. You'll see one here in a minute. I jumped over it and he fell in, so I shouldn't have jumped over. I should have just went all the way to that one side and crossed over. He probably would have followed me. And there's the mammoth there. This is where I found out that they're docile for you. I always thought they were aggressive to begin with. So always got down and sniped him from a distance, take quite a bit of damage. That way I can kill him with 2 shots. But this time here, Will knew I was there, but was aware that I was there, but he never did attack. So, but it's crazy. And I could have had a little mammoth, but man, I've had one before. They get so huge and they take up so much space. It's just unreal. And to be honest with you, they're so slow at moving too. It just drives me nuts. So I decided not to do anything with it. I just want to make sure I gave him plenty of room there. And I think that we're coming up close to where I'm about to lose one of the wolves into the crevice or cavern deal here. Wait for them all to get caught up. Yeah, here it is. Instead of going across, I just jumped across, turned around. By the time I thought, he just fell in right there. And the others just turned and went all the way down. You come around, so apparently one of my woods are not so bright. So it's kind of crazy how they all was able to get out of there, but that one just would not come out. He just stood there and waited on him for a little bit, and he still didn't come out. So at that point, I decided, I'll just go ahead and finish the mission book. And I was actually thinking that he would teleport out of there and catch up to us, but he never did. I had to come all the way back and get down in there and put some ramps and stuff to get him out, which was kind of aggravating. You can see how they're getting hung up on that one little cliff face there. You think they went around that one build that they would have went around that, but it's actually weird. It's weird how their guiding is done on the game. So after that, I decided, like I said, run to each end there instead and cross over. Here it was all would be wide all the way across. What I should have done is went ahead and put some flooring down and just cross the top of it and walked across it. But I didn't want to take a chance of losing any of the wood that I had because I was going to build a small base. In order to complete the mission, you have to do that from the inside. Now watch now, they come across that section there. Another sniper shot. Now you can see he's still down there. I don't know why he didn't teleport out of there. Maybe it's because he was hung up between two narrow places or something. I don't know. But either way, I thought he should have at least came out already and caught up to us. But he survived. I mean, she stayed down there the whole time that we did the mission and everything, and then came back. And we came back, got him out of there, and completed the mission. It was just a matter of time. There's another one we have to get down to the very end here. I hope we don't have the same issue like this in the desert, though. I don't think we will, but we very well could have. But I am tell you all right now, I am really, really psyched to be able to play the expansion pack and Danger Danger Horizons hunt pack. It's just it's the great hunts, I guess is what you want to call it now. But I've played this part of it so many times. It's almost it's hard for me to keep playing it now. I imagine once I start doing the newer missions, it'll get me really into it. But getting through that same process all over again to that same point is kind of frustrating. But I do know that, like I said, when we go into those next DLCs, I think what I'll wind up doing is building one character for each DLC. That way, they're the only ones that play on that map. And I'm hoping by the time this is over with, I'm able to unlock everything on this character without having to take him into Styx or all the others. I noticed that there's a lot of things that you can get for completing missions and stuff, and some of that's in the Great Hunts, and I don't know if some of it is going to be just DLC stuff or not. I do understand that they do have Obsidian now that you can get in Olympus, but you have to use some kind of special machine to fight the land shark or something, or the shark worm, or whatever they're calling it, in order to change the deep drills. So I've been thinking about doing that at the same time, but hopefully to be able to get Obsidian and see what the armor, tools and stuff, how much better it will be. But I guess eventually all the stuff in the DLCs you'll be able to get into Olympus, but you'll have to do something similar to that in order to get that to occur into the map. I know they added the oil. I know they added limestone. I did finally find that. all I found was one. I don't want just one, so it doesn't make any sense to try to build with just only one deep drill going, especially at the amount of stuff that it takes to do so. 'Cause I didn't see that bear coming until it was too late. But here I thought about building I did. I built a temporary base. This is where I was going to wait the night out, and then I changed my mind. Well, I built it anyway, and that's the part I cut out, thinking I was wasting my time doing that, kicking myself in the butt for it. You'll see the cut off and then come back in again here in a second. But it's just didn't want to waste your time watching me sit around waiting. But yeah, it's like I said, the mission wasn't too bad. I mean, it was pretty good. Yeah, he's hooked on that little corner for some reason. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, hopefully here before long, we'll get past to a certain point where I
The
can
thing you're looking for,
really start taking
apparently,
more time getting stuff
it's
put together
some
for y'all.
kind of sonic device.
Make these videos
Releases a
last a little
burst
bit
of
longer.
infrasonic sound, supposed to disrupt the storm
But
cell, break it up.
or a little bit more in
Settle
depth, I
the
guess
weather
you could say.
patterns up here.
But I've always had
I'll
that
believe it
issue
when
with
I see it.
wanting to explain something to somebody, and then again at the same time don't want to explain it to somebody because then it kind of takes away from the game itself. You know, for someone to experience it. Now, the only time I use the videos is something I can't figure out. I mean, if I've tried and tried to figure it out and couldn't figure it out, then I look it up on a video. But other than that, once I learn it, I don't mind going back and watching their videos. It's just I don't want to learn something that I'm working on trying to learn, if that makes sense to y'all. But here you see the long track back. Now, if we would have came the other way, we could have just got that last piece and right back into the forest zone. And that, you know, that's my moment of brain fart there for myself there. There you have to assemble with that radar deal or whatever you want to call
Okay,
it.
it's
Sonic
ready.
waiver.
But something like that needs
And,
shelter to function.
and the only way you can get
or
that
the
thing to
storm's
work is
gonna tear
actually
it apart.
being in the Arctic zone.
Geniuses at the
And I
group
knew that
reckon
we had to go
walls
back down
won't
and get
stop
my
it
wolf, so
working.
I figured I'd just go all the way
So
back
you
down to where my
better
wolf's
build
at.
some.
And I knew the next mission was going to be in the Arctic as well, so I went ahead and stayed there and then started the next quest and did the next quest. And that's when we had some issues, but I should have went ahead and just went back to base instead of sticking around. But live and learn, you know. Nothing to get mad about or upset about. And here you just see another cut where I stopped and toward the base back down because it dawned on me at that point I had to be in the Arctic. So, but I just went ahead and cut it out. I missed that because I missed that horse at that close range. But I want to go ahead and get that bear that I killed a while ago. I do need to get a taxidermy now so that we can start getting their vintages so that way I can start mounting so I can get some more comfort from resting. And there, I'm just going to fast forward back down there. after we took care of that. You can see all the fighting and everything quick enough. Anyway, we're going to get back down there and set up the deal for the mission. Yeah, went past that one titanium spot there. There's the wolf down in there. This is something I kind of wish that they would do too. Which if you get down in there like I did, and you put it set deals up to ramp out, but anyway, before we even got down there, he teleported out after coming back down there for somehow, and we would just wind up packing stuff up and leaving, and then completed the quest. There, I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get it attached on my side. I couldn't get it to turn. Or lower down, one of the two. But next thing you know, he pops out. And that's why I knows that scorpion coming, so I have to look first. I did not see that. That's bigger than the other one. Then we got a favorite. This is when I realized I had all 7. Yeah, I thought they'd hurry up and get across that before they try to run back. And here's where I decided to put down the base where we could get that quest done. And of course, you know, once we had it put up, we started having issues with wildlife. Of course, you know, about how it works anyway. And it's just when you think you got it figured out. Here's where I decided to go out one more just because of the fact they wouldn't come inside. Get a fire put down so I can warm up. Works too too late. I don't understand why the wolves wasn't getting one. Here's where we got attacked with a polar bear, but they had to go out there and finish it. Yeah, it's almost like every time I went inside, it sounded like there was another polar bear out back. But should have put 2 doors down, one on each side. Yeah, made sure I get my water troughs and food troughs now for the animals this time. That way, normally on my other characters, how I've ran around anyway for my mount and stuff to have food and water. But which reminds me, I need to get several more canteens made, and an extra oxygen tank. I always keep one ready and usually carry 2 with me. One I'm using and a backup one. But the water bottles and stuff, I usually carry 2 water bottles. But now I'm carrying 7 wolves. I think I need to carry like 4 or 5 water bottles. That way I can keep them from dying of thirst, or attempted to keep them from dying from thirst anyway. But right now I'm just trying to get my stuff organized, and which at that point I was really seriously thinking I should have just went ahead and set that down and got it started while I was putting all that other stuff down.
Let it charge
That
up
way at least it could have been already running.
and wait.
But, yeah, you just get so distracted sometimes. But it's fairly simple. You just got to survive the storm until the storm's over with, and then that'll be the end of it. But it does take some time for it to get all the way up there, though. You just gotta be patient and wait. I think there's like a total of, I think it takes like a full 10 minutes or something like that. Now I don't know if the wolves will eat raw meat out of the troughs or not. I don't know if they will or not. I never did try that. But I definitely know I need to start finding. Well, I already know how to get them the health regen food, but warmth and cool for desert and Arctic there, I need to figure out what food to make them. You can see they all got that cold indication on. What's weird, a couple of them are close to the fire and they still have the warmth, still have the cold uh, buff on them for some reason. Yeah, him trying to heal up and stuff. I couldn't understand why he wasn't healing, but yeah, but I think what I wound up doing is setting them all to wonder, and then he moved a little bit, and then all of a sudden he just started healing again. So, and this is the one that was stuck in the crevice out there. But like I said, we'll figure it out. One wasn't eating or nothing. Come to find out, he wasn't going over because he was blocked. So, like I said, when I set everything to wonder, that's when everything changed. He went over and got something to eat, and one started healing. That one started healing anyway. And I'll be honest with you, man, I'm grateful I got these wolves. Man, a lot of that fighting, especially in the Arctic, those bigger stuff on hard mode, mm, where my stats are where they're at, yeah, you need some kind of help, you know. But that all changed though once I get my stats rearranged. There you go. He finally eats. But yeah, it's working. I guess it's getting everything done and everything's working real well. So this right here is about almost done. But yeah, like I said, at the end of this here, I should have just went ahead and went back to base, but I didn't, and I wasn't paying attention to ammo amounts, and I paid the price for that later. But you'll see that in the next video. And if my friend True watched this whole video, thank you for the happy birthday, bro. Appreciate that. And be honest with you, thank you for reminding me, because totally honest with you, I forgot. I thought my birthday was next week, but oh well, it's just another day anyway. But, I did think about getting some more wolves though. Like I said, I rebred those two. I didn't want to bring them because their levels were down, and I didn't want to bring them to the Arctic zone. So I'll probably wait until they get leveled up a little bit higher before I take them into the desert. That's where I think we're going to head to next, so we can get some boars and some hyenas. But like I said, we're going to be doing our base move too here before long. But we still have missions to do in Arctic and in the desert and in I think they call that other one the Riverlands, not the forest area, I think. But we got quite a bit still to go on the mission wise. I know that after this one here, we will have to have that upgrade in order to go further, which I already got the upgrade done. So we can just continue straight into that, and then until we get to the third or to the second upgrade of the contact, and then we have to start with that one there. So, yeah, he's got his back turned to everybody. Whew. Got the attitude going. Yeah. Get some more of that high prime meat there. And absolutely none. At least I did get the Arctic pelts. That's where the most important parts of it, though. Because we will need to make the Arctic set. That's for darn certain. And then when we get to that point of actually making the armor sets for inside for use in the game, that's when I'll start sending all the workshop stuff, repairing it and sending it back up into the workstation. I do know I want to try using the exotic extractor from the workshop. They say it's faster and can hold more, so you get more out of it. But I only had enough to make one, so I'm hoping to make a second one. But I would like to find two of them close together like we did the last time, and just keep an eye on them this time. That way I don't have some animal tear one up. But we got quite a bit of exotics from that. And it was the most exotics I've gotten. But and the funny part is, I found those just by running by, not even used the radar to find them. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it, and leave a like, share, subscribe, and like I said, leave a comment. Like I said, I got no feelings. Tell me what you think. And I'm probably going to leave you here with this last minute. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you come back and do some more.
We're getting
Thank you very much, and
readings.
y'all peace out.
What is that thing doing? The Assembly are new to Icarus, but if their track record's anything to go by, they'll be running the place soon enough. They think they've got a lead on some exotics, and the Lagos units cleared you to start hunting. Congratulations. Time to see what you can dig up. What do you say?